Welcome to the Piece by Piece Autism Podcast with your hosts, Angie and Christy. They've worked 25 years to help Alec get the most out of life. Let them tell you how they're doing it.
Welcome back to Piece by Piece Autism Podcast. We are looking forward to such a fun chat today. Christy and I talk all about our years of experience with her youngest son, Alec. Alec has severe autism, is nonverbal, and lives in Utah in a group home setting. He's pretty much the coolest 28-year-old I know, and he continues to grow and exceed our expectations for him. He's living his best life, and we want to share with you what we have learned along the way. Today's episode is a little bit different and unique, but we are so excited because we have sat down with Alec to ask him a bunch of questions. And I think it's just going to be interesting to share with you a little bit about this 28-year-old guy who is living such a fulfilling life. And it was awesome for us to get his perspective on how things have been going, what he's been up to, and what he is proud of. In order to make this happen, we have Michael Owen. He is going to be the voice for Alec's responses today as we talk through these questions that we have asked him. So a little intro to Michael. First of all, welcome to the show, Michael. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you. I'm excited.
Yeah, this is fun to have you on. Michael is my oldest brother, which is an extra little bonus, but Michael is a detective by day, but a devoted friend and advocate of Alec by heart. Having shared years of life's ups and downs with Alec, Michael brings a raw and honest look at what friendship looks like beyond the diagnosis. He isn't an expert, just someone who has learned that connection doesn't always need words and that showing up is the most important part of the journey. Michael has been a police officer and detective for 20 years. He has been married to his wife, Megan, for almost 23 years, and they have 4 children, ages 21 to 13. Michael enjoys camping with his family, spending time on the lake, which he's done a lot of with Alec, and coaching his boys' baseball teams. So we're going to have Michael's voice, like I said, as Alec, and Christy's going to tell us a little bit about our communication with Alec and how that has evolved over the years.
Yeah, so Alec has been nonverbal since he was diagnosed at 2 years old. He never had any kind of language develop. Sadly, even though we tried very hard to get language, we finally ended up, after trying all sorts of, PECs and sign language and all sorts of speech therapy sessions, we ended up going to see Soma in Austin, and Alec learned how to communicate with a letterboard. So we landed on this letterboard that looks like Angie's going to hold it up and we're going to have a video of that. It looks like a external keyboard for a computer.
Yeah.
And it actually can have voice output on it, but we don't use the voice output much because it ended up being kind of cumbersome. So anyway, we sit down with him and we ask him questions and kind of short sessions. Angie, about how long would be the longest we would sit with him? 25 minutes, maybe?
Yeah, I would say that's right. Part of what we did, we sat at lunch and let him have some more think time, and we had conversation in between. So it wasn't just pressure, answer all these questions. But I would say about 25 minutes is about as long as we would go back and forth.
We've spoken before about that. He spoke at my mother's funeral.
Mm-hmm.
He did the sweetest little talk he and Angie prepared over the course of several days. Mm-hmm. And just through these short sessions, we're able to get some really high quality responses from him. And so that's what we did. We sat down with him and just asked him the questions because we thought this podcast is about him. He's very interested in the podcast. He thinks it's really cool that we're telling everyone about his life and his accomplishments and how he's gotten to where he is. So being able to have his voice seemed like it totally made sense.
Yeah.
And we love hearing what he has to say, don't we, Angie?
He's an interesting guy, and I love so many of these responses. So these will be fun to go through. But
yeah.
First is kind of just a little bit more introduction to you, Michael. You've spent a lot of time with Alec over the course of many, many years, known him for a long time. So tell us a few of your fondest memories or experiences with him.
Al has been a big part of our family for many years, and like Angie said, we've known Al for a long time. So we've seen a lot of ups and downs over the years, but we've got a lot of great memories with him. When I think of Al, one of the first memories that comes to mind is boating. I think I've spent more time on the lake with Alec than anybody else, even my own kids. We've had a ton of boat time, and it's been awesome to watch Al over the years develop his boating skills and specifically like his surfing skills. I would never have dreamed in a million years that Al would be able to get up and surf and make laps around Grapevine Lake over and over and do that on his own. So it's been amazing to watch him in the water sports and surfing. And of course, he's a beast on the tube. He eats it up
Total
out
beast.
there. So a lot of fun memories on the boat.
Michael does provide a very nice ride on the tube, I will say. He knows how to hit the waves just the right way to knock him.
So much
Yeah.
so that I will not, under any circumstances, get behind the boat. If
But
Michael
Alec is like, give me
driving."
more, give me more. He loves like the intensity of
Yeah.
just crashing around on the waves and stuff. So
Yeah.
Yeah, he likes to go hard, and he's hard to get off. He's tough to get
Yeah.
off the tube, so
he
he can
doesn't
go
want to
and go.
share it either. He's like elbows people off and
Mhm.
make sure
Yep.
he gets the prime position and be able to hold on to the handles really tight. So he's the last man standing.
Yeah. So the boating's been one of the biggest things that I've really enjoyed doing with Al. Of course, I've taken several trips up to Wyoming with Alec. We've got to do horseback riding in the mountains together. Alec and I did a whitewater rafting trip
So cool.
in Cody. That was a lot of fun on the Shoshone River. I know those were some fun times. And of course, the last couple years, I've been able to go up to Utah and see Alec ski with him, and actually watch him ski and go down some of these runs completely by himself, and it's awesome. I mean, last year was the first time I got to see him ski, and I couldn't believe it. It was amazing to watch. So pretty cool to see him thrive and excel at some of those sports that he loves doing.
What do you think was one of your scariest situations with him? Have you had any of those, Michael?
Which one should we discuss?
Do you want me to share
Which
just
one?
one
Let's
or more
let's,
than one?
What are your top two?
We've had a few, or I've had a few scary incidents with Alec. The one that I will never forget was a trip that Al and I had planned to go up to Utah, do some fun things together. And so I was flying up with Alec. It was just the two of us. I had never flown with Alec before. I was nervous for the flight, and the flight went great. We left Dallas, and I think we were like 30 minutes away from landing in Salt Lake City. And for whatever reason, Alec started to get really loud and restless and started using both hands and started pushing, like jamming on the seat right in front of us, and like just getting real loud, and just kept hitting the lady's seat, and was reaching up and closing and opening her shade. And of course, the lady and people around us were very understanding. Nobody got upset, and they were like, it's totally fine. And we did our best
So
to get him to
glad.
calm down, but they were great. But that made me nervous, and he started to get a little bit out of control, but was able to calm back down. And then as we were headed up to Logan, we were on the freeway, and Alec was sitting in the front passenger seat with me in the car. It was just the two of us there, and he unlocked and opened the car door while we're driving freeway speeds down I-15. And that one scared me pretty good. Of course, he was seatbelted in, and we were coming up on a rest stop, and I immediately grabbed a hold of Alec and pulled off, and we pulled into that rest stop, and it again got real loud and was getting upset. And that specific time in his life, I remember he was definitely struggling and having some behavior issues. That trip was a difficult one for him for sure.
Yeah,
I
difficult
think
for
that was
everybody.
post epilepsy, maybe, and
Yeah, it definitely
and
would have
just
been.
his medication, getting it right was just a bear. It was awful.
Yeah.
I mean, y'all know better than anybody, but
Yeah.
well, we appreciate you, Michael. We know you've been through it with him.
We've had a lot of fun. We've had a lot of good times together. So
Yeah,
I wouldn't
yeah.
trade it
So
for
many
anything.
more good times than
Absolutely.
even the
Yeah.
scary or bad times.
Well, and it's
For sure.
people like your family that have really made his life a higher quality just having friends that are true friends who he knows y'all love him. He knows he can act like a buffoon, and y'all are still going to come back around.
Yep.
We've said it before, but y'all's youngest brother is one of his best friends and has always been just super sweet with him and learned to communicate with him pretty quickly. And that's been just so fun to watch how the different generations of your family, your kids all love him. And it's just a really fun, we always say he's an honorary Owen whenever
That's right.
Yep.
he
Yep.
comes around. And y'all have done
Yep.
that cute song about him whenever he leaves, Whenever you moved to Utah, y'all did that fun thing where you
Yep.
clap. I had never heard that before. That was
Yep.
so cool. But
He's been a
anyway,
big part of our lives, and of course our kids love him. They love being around Al. He's fun to be with. They've got some good memories with him as well.
Yeah.
so glad. So glad. Should we start asking questions?
Yeah, let's chat with Alec. So
Okay.
some of these questions are going to need a little bit of explanation or backstory that we'll give, and we may have some expounding to do on Alec's answers, but Michael is going to verbatimly read what Alec's response was at the time of asking him these questions. So we'll just kind of go through in a question answer style.
Okay.
All right, let's do it.
So, welcome to the show, Alec. We thought it would be fun to interview you because this show is all about you. So, what is it you would like the listeners to know specifically about you?
I am someone who lives an awesome life. I've got great team members. I have tons of friends. I have purpose every day. Being autistic is not all bad. I work hard to be as independent as possible.
What independent skills are you most proud of?
My house chores.
He has quite a number of chores, and actually, our podcast recently has been the anatomy of a chore, how to teach a chore to autistic children. Alec has been doing chores since he was a young tyke, starting with walking the dog and loading up water bottles, and he does a ton of chores now. He's gotten independent on quite a number of them. So we're happy when he is proud of his work because that makes better work. And so
That's true.
that is our goal. What skill do you think you are most independent at?
Sleeping.
This one made me laugh so hard, but
It came from left field.
I mean, it really did. He's not wrong. He is a great sleeper, and he hasn't always been.
No. I've been digging up pictures from when he was a toddler, and so many pictures of him, especially as a baby. He's just screaming, he's got the most awful look on his face, and then it brings me back the memories, and I go, oh gosh, I remember that now.
Yeah.
I blocked it out.
So, Alec, we love that you are independent at sleeping.
Yeah.
That Utah trip that I was talking about earlier, we were in a hotel in Logan, and I don't know if he slept more than 30 minutes that night. I mean, he was up all night pacing back and forth, and struggled. So he's definitely improved in the sleeping game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've had nights like that with him too, and it's so hard. It's so hard.
I remember some nights where he would just be 3 a.m. and I go, well, let's go in and have a communication practice. I remember sitting at our kitchen table with him just going, well, I guess we'll just, have a little communication practice and just get started with the day. How do you have a great sense of humor? He really does have a great sense of humor. Where does your sense of humor come from?
I listen in to so much.
And he really does.
We've called him Big Ears. You'll have to post that picture of him with the big plastic ear up next to his head.
Pee Wee Herman always had that big plastic ear. And back whenever Pee Wee Herman was on that show, I bought the big ears. And we would sometimes put him on him because he's always listening in.
Even when you think he's not, or even if he had his headphones on.
Yes.
It's like, does he stop his music to just eavesdrop?
I think he has really good divided attention. I think that's what it's called, where you can He can tune into
You can
one
do
thing
two.
while he's listening to another. I mean, I definitely can't do that.
What a gift.
But I mean, it's a gift. It's a gift. Okay, there is an ongoing debate, stand in for Alec, that you can read minds. Can you read minds?
You know I can't, but I'm very in tune with people.
That's right.
I did love that answer.
I love that answer because that is what a psychologist told me, that who's very seasoned psychologist said. He doesn't read minds. He's very in tune. He's an empath, which means he's just absorbing people's aura, their vibe,
Energy,
their yeah. I don't know, but it's a fascinating thing because he really will pick up on things that everybody else is oblivious to.
Yeah, that's been an ongoing debate for sure. But all right, they say that people with autism have these special superpower gifts. What do you consider your autism superpower gift?
I would say reading and remembering it all and connecting with people.
So, Alec, we did not teach him how to read. He was a spontaneous reader. And we found this out as we started to use the letterboard and get practice with communication. His spelling was never taught. He just knew how to spell things.
Yeah.
In fact, what was it? What was the word that
Taxidermist.
he did for you? Yes, taxidermist. That's right.
I still have that exercise. I'm thinking about getting it framed because that one just blew my mind that he could do that, because I did not know how to spell it. So I had to look it up and check his work.
Yeah.
And he rarely misspells.
Yeah.
a word.
So it was during that time that we were starting to be like, okay, he knows how to spell. What else does he know? And we would sit down and do practice with him and maybe talk about different subjects out of a science book. And I'd be ready to ask questions and he's picking up the board ready to go. And I'm like, wait, dude, I've got to read this paragraph before I can even come up with a question to ask
Us
you.
mere humans take, a few more seconds to read a page than you do with your superpower.
So, I do think he can glance and absorb written material in a blink of an eye, and it's incredible.
And if you've ever watched the Temple Grandin movie, you can kind of see how it works.
Yeah.
If you haven't watched that, you gotta watch it, because it's fascinating how the mind works of a person with autism, or how it can work. I don't think maybe every autistic person has that.
No,
that
I don't.
Superpower.
I don't know.
Like, some of them have different gifts, and the other thing was that Soma told us whenever we took him in to see her, she said, "You need to be reading the classics to him."
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, he's sitting over here spinning beads. He's rocking back and forth. He, all of it.
Mm-hmm.
And you want me to sit and read like To Kill a Mockingbird? I mean, okay, we can try it. The Scarlet Letter. Sure. And we did start doing that. We started reading the classics. She said he will absorb them, and he will be able to do the reading comprehension from them. I was like really not believing it, but it's true.
Yeah, it is definitely a superpower. It's mind-boggling. Along those lines, during this interview, Alec was using his peripheral vision. So we asked, how much do you take in, and why is it preferred to use your peripheral vision?
I know the board well like you when you type. It is more interesting to see the sunshine and trees outside.
This was so sweet because we were sitting by a window,
mm-hmm.
and he was glancing straight out the window and then typing with his hand, completely looking out the window.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, you were sitting across from him, so I'm sure you were watching his eye gaze more than I was able to.
And it was so cute. He was very happy that he was glancing out the window the whole time. And then it really brought to mind that when you do typing class as an old lady like me, or keyboarding class like your age, you learn to type without looking.
Right.
We don't look when we type. So
Makes
it's kind of
sense.
cool that he just knows the board.
It's fascinating to watch every time he types. I've talked to you, Christy, about it.
Yeah.
And yeah, he looks completely opposite direction, and he's spot on with those letters every
Mhm.
time.
Now, people wanted to put him in prism glasses when he was younger because they said he's going to be absorbing so much in his peripheral that if we could get prism glasses on him, it will keep his focus to what's in front of him. Doesn't seem to matter because he couldn't tolerate things on his face at that point. So we
Yeah.
couldn't even consider prism glasses. We were like, that's funny. We're not going to be able to get that if we can't get the other things that were troubling him with his head. So,
Right.
yeah, so we never
Interesting.
really went down that path. This brings us to the subject of eye contact. We trained you when you were little at 2 years old. We started training eye contact. That's what we did back then with ABA. What is your take on eye contact? Is it hard for you to look someone in the eyes? Are you okay that we taught you how to do that?
It's okay that you taught that. It is hard to zoom in on just eyes. I like to zoom out and see the whole picture.
That's so interesting too,
Mhm.
Yeah.
because I think we just are conditioned to, you have to look someone in the eye. In our culture, I don't know that all cultures do that, I would assume.
I don't know about for you, but too long it starts to get awkward,
A little
right? Like if
uncomfortable.
you're
Yeah.
just staring at
Yes.
someone's soul. And so I wonder if that moment just if that
Yeah.
quick glance in somebody's eyes is just that uncomfortable feeling that it is for us at the 5 second mark or however naturally
Yeah.
is too long.
Or
But
someone's a close talker
ooh,
and giving you eye contact. It's like,
ew.
no, that's too much. Come on
Awkward.
now, back up.
Thought you were
up
going to
and
say
look
bad
away.
breath too.
Well,
That
that
too.
could be another factor.
Oh.
That's a whole nother level, Angie. Take it on into
I
all
know.
the different sensory things there.
All right, when you have time to chill and it's totally your choice to choose what you get to do, what is it you're choosing to do?
Can I tell you whose question this is? This is Blake Owen's question, Michael's oldest son.
Yep.
Oh,
He was super curious about this.
Yep.
okay. Alec's response was, I am most happy relaxing with a book and beads.
He loves his book and beads.
Yes,
He
he
always
does.
has. He loves hardback books that are what you would think are for a toddler. He likes photo albums. He likes to go down memory lane with picture books of all kinds. And he loves factual books or history books. That and some good old beads. He's solid for a chunk of time.
Yeah, he loves them.
What goes through your mind during downtime?
It depends. I like looking forward to upcoming fun things and remembering fun days.
I like that he has happy memories.
Mm-hmm.
That's nice. Because I mean, we do too, and it's fun that he's dwelling on positive things. And we commented earlier when we were going over the outline is that most of his answers, or all of his answers actually, even were very positive.
Yeah.
And so that made us really happy because that says a lot about how he's feeling in general about his life.
Yeah, for sure.
What was it like moving to your own place and living independently?
It was scary.
Do you think living in Colorado helped you in any way to be ready to live in Utah? He lived in Colorado first in a group home for about 6 months. Then he moved back to Texas for just a little bit, and then we moved him up to Utah in a group home setting. So, do you think the Colorado helped you to be ready to live in Utah in your own group home?
It prepared me, but I knew Utah would be permanent.
Did you not think I would bring you home to Texas if it didn't work? This is what I said to him in the interview.
It is what I wanted for me. I always wanted to be independent like my siblings.
Yeah, I think he kind of put a lot of pressure on himself during that transitional time because it had been what he had expressed to us that he wanted. He had watched all of his siblings leave home and he knew he wanted that for himself. And having had the experience in Colorado and it not maybe working out the way that we all thought or hoped or, expected it to, maybe just added some pressure to it. I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah. I feel like it's a lot of pressure when you initiate something that you want to change in your life. And I feel like he really initiated,
Mm-hmm.
I'm ready to be an adult and I'm ready to be in another house like my siblings. I want to, you know, fly the nest and figure out my own life.
Yeah.
And I think that put some pressure. It probably did put some pressure on him. Like, I got to make this work out.
Yeah.
And I think he tried so hard
Yeah.
in Colorado, and he's definitely tried in Utah. And I think just being clear, this is what he expressed he wanted. I would have been so happy for him to live right in the room next door and my home for the rest of his
Yeah.
life. But I do think this is the right thing for him. And I think he's grown so much more because of his experiences that he's having.
Yeah. The fact that you honored his requests too just says so much about you and yours and his relationship, just to accept that, because I know that wasn't an easy thing for you and
I
your husband to
appreciate
do.
you saying that.
So,
It was not easy to do it, and I think being totally exhausted and really needing a break myself, you would think that I would be really pumped about it, and I was pumped about it for him
mm-hmm.
on his behalf. But I remember that last night before I was
Yeah.
going to put him in the yellow house, and just that last little moment we had together. And I took a picture of our hands holding onto each other. And it was just like, oh, I think my mama heart is going to break.
Uh-oh.
Yep. The mama heart's coming
The
out.
mama heart's coming out. Oh, shout out Anna.
Yeah.
Oh.
What is it like now that you're settled in your home?
It's the best place for me. I love my home.
He really has made it. It's what he needs it to be. And now that we tried the two different models with people living in the home with him as roommates, that was
Mhm.
wonderful and got him off to a great start. And then now the model where an overnight person comes in every night and it's a few different people during the week. I think all of that's evolved into something really good for him.
Yeah,
So,
it's been great.
you know,
Has it been hard for you being away from your family and only seeing people as they come visit you?
Yes, it is hard, but my life is full.
it really is. He has a job. He's got chores. He's got friends.
Yeah,
He's got a bunch of hobbies.
so much purpose.
Yeah, he's got a lot of purpose. And now he does his volunteer work, Angie.
Yes, he sure
He just
does.
started that this past week and he really enjoyed it.
I can't wait to see that. Do you like when family and friends visit you? And what do you like about their visiting you?
If you like it.
Yes, with an exclamation mark on that one.
Okay.
It is fun to show off everything I can do.
That's right. That's right. We love when
That's
Al goes
good.
into show off mode.
Yes. Show off, Al. You seem like you have a lot of confidence and self-esteem. Is that true?
Mostly, yes. I can get sad about my autism sometimes, but I have learned that everyone struggles with something, and I am thankful for friends who take good care of me.
Isn't that wise?
Yeah.
I know everybody
Yep.
struggles with something. I mean, as an old adult, I can't remember that.
Yeah.
That's
That's a
a
good
tough
perspective.
one.
It's great.
Yeah, it's a tough
Yeah.
human thing to grasp.
We're glad that you've got great friends who you feel take good care of you. That kind of takes us into our next question of what do you look for in a caretaker?
I like when they make you and mom happy.
That was, I mean,
It's
it's so true.
He knows.
I-
He just knows if they're making us happy, then they're doing all the things that
The
will
most.
make him happy. I mean,
I think he probably thinks that our standards are higher than his.
well, they probably are.
Yeah. We know a little bit more than he does about what it takes to take good care of him and keep his behavior in check, etc. So yeah, I'm, part of me wants to go, oh, you know, I feel so sad that he's so plugged in to whether we're happy or not. But at the same time, it is what it is, right?
Yeah, I mean,
That's his answer.
yeah. Then we followed that up with any specific qualities. Like, what actual qualities do you look for in a caretaker?
Confident people earn my trust fast, and of course, kind.
Yeah, I love that balance there too. Because even in my training, I talk a lot about you've got to be firm. And I use the term mom voice. There's times you have to use your stern mom voice and let him know that we're not messing around. But that doesn't mean you have to be mean. And absolutely, confidence is the key in earning his trust. Because if you are not confident in how you are handling situations, then how is he supposed to rely on you to take care of him in a scary situation like a seizure or a behavior issue? Even, we're supposed to be the ones to say, nope, this is what we're doing to get you back on track. And it takes a confident person to really do that.
Yeah, he really counts on having a person with confidence. So it says a lot.
Yeah,
And some people will underestimate that, but it's of utmost importance.
for sure. What is most misunderstood about you?
People misunderstand my intelligence because I can't talk, but I have a lot of smarts in my head. Many people talk louder or slower to me.
Aww.
Mhm.
What do you think about that, Angie?
I mean, part of me, like, that kind of makes me sad that he's obviously he's such an in tune guy. He would pick up on that. But I also, especially if it's people that don't know him, can understand if you're approaching somebody that you don't know. I welcome them approaching and giving an effort in talking with him. I think who is this he's referring to? Is it coworkers at work? Is it just people at a restaurant that we run into? Because he's got people that come up and obviously recognize that there is something special and different about him.
Yeah.
So I would think that he appreciates somebody approaching him and saying hello, even if it means that they talk louder or slower to him over ignoring him.
Yeah, that's true.
So
I think over time, we've learned how much he picks up from listening. And initially, when he was growing up, when he was younger, we did not think he understood anything we said because we couldn't say something to him directly and have him respond in a way that gave us any indication he knew what we were saying.
Right.
For the longest time. And so I think it was easier to think about him as this guy who's here, but he can't really hear me.
Yeah.
He can't hear specifically what I'm saying. He can hear that there's a noise, but that he can't interpret the language. But come to find out, he hears it all. He takes it all in.
He has lots of smarts in his head.
Well, he has lots of smarts in his head.
Very true.
Obviously.
I love it.
What can you do? Tell us about stimming.
Beads are amazing. I can make them bounce in the best ways.
Those are one of his very consistently favorite stimmy toys.
I have tried, I'm sure you have too, to make those things bounce in the same way that he does. I cannot for the life of me. He'll lift up a page of a book and he'll flick it against that. I'm like, let me try that. Let me try that. I can't do it. Or he'll click them on a table and he'll make them spin like down into a circle. Okay, let me try. My turn. Nope, I can't do it.
And when he was younger, we would give him a round set of Mardi Gras beads.
The necklace.
And he would put it right into his mouth and he would bite it, and in 2 seconds, that thing would be a long string.
Yep.
And I would be like, oh, he's going to end up swallowing these. I quit worrying about that how many decades ago, It's like, oh, well. I think they'll come out the other end, If he does ingest one, it'll probably be fine. What do you get from the spinning the beads and clanking them and bouncing them or whatever you like to do with them. What do you get from that?
Sounds and the control of the flicking the beads how I want.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. That's cool. And then for church, we talked about this before. We take this rubber tube because he makes such a racket with a clink, 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 clink.
Yep.
We can't have that during church. So we got these rubber Nido ones. And so he can spin those and do all kinds of fun stuff with that. I'm always afraid it's going to flick out of his hand and fly across the congregation. But so far it hasn't.
Thank
He's
goodness.
usually really good to hold on to.
Yeah,
them,
he's
and
got good control.
we don't have a lot of mishaps with that.
No. Okay, what about other stems like spinning?
Spinning makes me feel like I am flying. Everything else disappears.
I love that.
Sweet.
I love
That's
that.
Sweet. He's got a little escape in the spinning, it sounds like.
It's my favorite when he has his iPad and his headphones in. So you have no idea what he's listening to because he loves everything from classical music to Tupac, we say. Like, his range of music, you just never know what is going to be on when you look at his iPad.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
hysterical. And sometimes he just likes the first 10 seconds of a song. And so
Yes.
you get to enjoy the first 10 seconds of a song for a solid 30 minutes. And those are my favorite moments. But looking at him find space in his house to just twirl. And he's
Yeah.
just turning. And his eyes close and his hands go high, they go low, and he is just doing his thing. Getting this explanation from him just brought me so much joy. It
Yeah.
feels like he's flying. Now I can just
Yeah.
envision that for him.
Yeah.
I love that.
I was thinking one of those songs that he loves that he just plays the beginning of is Crazy Train. And it's so good right at the beginning. So good. Then you understand it. And the Starstruck one by AC/DC, he loves that. I'm like, where did he even find these things? You know?
Michael's always looking for good songs for the boat.
Yeah, Alec loves to have a really good song going when
Mhm.
he's out on the tube doing all his death-defying stunts.
Nothing better than ripping behind the tube with classical music blaring across the
Oh,
road.
yeah. Or Morning Has Broken by the Mormon Tabernacle Choir. There is nothing like it. How does it feel to be an adult with autism?
The best I could imagine. I don't know anything else.
Which is so true. Well, what
That's
else would he
right.
know? It's
Yep.
what he knows. What were your fears growing up?
I worried lots about life without mom.
Aw,
Yeah. He did. He went through a phase where
yeah,
that was really, really hard for him.
yeah.
And I wonder if that played into some of his pressures or his need to get and feel this sense of independence.
And I think there in his teen years, we didn't have a big team of people.
Mm-hmm.
It was me and you,
Yeah.
and there was another lady or two who would come in, and it was a lot of me and you back
Mhm.
and forth. So a lot of his, you know, his trust was in you, and then it was in with me.
Yep.
And then I volleyed him back to you. And so it was just a lot of the two of us. And
Yeah.
maybe that was, maybe he feels more secure now that there's a larger number of people that know him well enough to care for him
Yeah.
on the daily. I don't know. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I think being settled in and seeing how life works. Obviously, you're there so often and he is supported so much by you and your family, but he can see that life is full, that he has friends, that he's got this support outside of just only mom and Gigi know how to care for me.
Yeah.
You know, we've really expanded that.
Yeah.
So have those fears gone away now that you are an adult?
I still worry, but I am more confident with my future now.
Yeah. That makes sense.
We are too. We are
Yeah.
too.
Did you ever imagine you would do as much as you're doing?
No, I never thought I could be so happy. I am proud of all I can do.
That's great.
Yeah.
I'm happy to hear that. What's next for you? What are your goals for the next 5 years?
It is best to take it one day at a time.
Oh, is it? Is that right?
That one made me laugh. I love it.
Well, I mean, we do push goals a bit.
We do.
His ski instructor pushes goals quite a bit, which is great because it's really helped him accomplish a lot.
Right.
Yeah.
But maybe it's a lot of pressure. I don't know.
Yeah. Maybe
Too
he
much
just
pressure.
wasn't in the mood.
Yeah. He was like, let's not think about the future.
Making goals for the next 5 years does sound daunting, I guess.
It does.
Maybe
it
that was a
does.
poorly worded question on our behalf.
Yeah, it probably was. Like, what do you hope to accomplish the rest of this month? Might have been a better thing to say. Or this week.
But I love his witty response.
Yeah.
Is there anything in life that you want to do that we are not already doing?
I love my job, but it would be so fun to have my own business.
Look at him being entrepreneurial.
What is it you would want to do?
Run my own soda shop.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Uh,
Maybe not. What is the hardest part? What is the hardest part of living in your home?
It is so hard when my friends leave and move on with life.
Oh, yeah.
yeah, we struggle with that too. It's hard to
Yeah.
say goodbye to some of these team members who have become such good friends and family.
friends.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because they're students.
Yeah.
I mean, they disappear after about 3.5, 4 years.
Yep.
And it's just, they're gone. We've only been fortunate to have one of them stay for 4.5 years, and that was our beloved Trout,
Mhm.
Tullis. Oh, well.
I do think it's gotten a little bit easier for him. I will say he's matured in this.
Yeah.
I wasn't totally shocked to have this be his response for this question, but I do feel like he has grown in this area of life where the first few times it was like we had to be so methodical about when and how we told him we didn't want him to catch wind of it with his big ears ahead of time without us having an honest conversation with him because he doesn't like to be left out of things. But we really struggled knowing, this person's leaving and we only have this many weeks left with
We're
them.
tiptoeing around
Yeah.
and trying to get one person to stay just a little bit longer so it doesn't overlap with another person.
Yes.
There was a lot of finagling.
And now, while we still love our team and are sad when we see them go, I think he understands that there is, a bit of a revolving door at his house. And those that he has had close relationships with come back. And he's continued to have close relationships with so many of them.
Yeah.
So,
And just like your family going up to ski a few weeks ago,
yeah.
your older sister was there, Michael was there, a few of y'all's kids were there. It's like Jordan was there. Those kind of things just are money in the bank for him. Like, oh yeah, people do come back.
Yep.
Yeah, friends come back and they visit.
Yep.
And that's okay.
That was so fun. All right, last question, Alec. What is the best part of living in your own home?
Feeling grown up and independent.
And that's where it all is. That was the goal.
That's right.
That wraps it up in a nutshell, does it not?
Oh, we love that. Yeah. Feeling grown up. Love it.
He is so grown up. Doing so much.
Yeah.
One independent guy.
And that independence is just like across the board in so many different things. And I think that independence piece of it is just something as a parent you start to realize as your child ages and you go, oh, my child will do this milestone, but not this one.
Mm-hmm.
And this milestone and not that one. Or this one's going to be just looking a little bit different for us. And I think as you do all that and you finally get to a point where we are, where you're going, oh, this is his level of independence.
Yeah.
And we're grateful for it. Instead of constantly being sad about things he can't do, we do spend a lot of time celebrating the things that he can do. And I'm grateful for that. And grateful for positive people around him that are helping keep that going.
Well, and again, his responses to all of these questions were so positive and enlightening in such a a great way that just really shows he's living a full, exciting life, which
Yeah.
what more could we ask for? So
Thank you for giving us this feedback. And now we know how to keep going,
yeah,
which is to keep doing what we're doing and make sure that independence is always at the forefront of our minds in every kind of way.
yeah. Well, Michael, thanks for joining us and being Alec's voice. That was really fun to have you on. And it's just nice that you have and bring kind of a background and history with your relationship with Alec to speak on his behalf. So thanks for
That
joining
was
us.
fun.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Absolutely.
That's a wrap for today's episode of Piece by Piece Autism Podcast. If you're loving these conversations as much as we are, hit that follow button, share the show, and help us spread the word, because every piece of the story matters. You can find us on Instagram and Facebook at Piece by Piece Autism Podcast. That's PIECE, Piece by Piece Autism Podcast. We'll talk to you next week. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.